Mark Howard has been training business owners for over 20 years with online business tools and strategies that help them grow and succeed. If you want to grow your business fast and save time, then keep listening. If you want to grow it even faster in less than 3 months, then visit www.businessmachine.co.za. And now, here's Mark.
This is Mark Howard from The Business Machine, and welcome to this episode, which runs alongside many of the podcasting episodes I've seen online recently, and no difference with that. Yes, we're touching on that subject of COVID-19. And the question we got tonight is really, how paramount is it for every business going forward to be online? Okay, this is what I'm going to touch on tonight for you. And the reason I'm touching on this is because, let's be honest now, with the COVID-19, it's opened up literally a barrel of worms, is the only way I can describe it, with every single business owner around the world. Whereas before it's been acceptable to go to meetings, it's been acceptable for people not to be online, that's changing. And whatever happens when COVID-19 runs its course, when it's eventually gone, it doesn't necessarily mean it'll be the last time something major like this is ever going to happen in the world. So the question then is, what do you do as a business owner? And it's going to change your life. It's going to change the way you do business going forward, and not just your business, but every single business around the world. It's going to change the way that your customers view you and the way that your customers will work alongside you, and it will change the way customers buy from you and inquire from you. And if you're not online now, then that's going to be the problem for you going forward. The problem we've got right now, unfortunately, is that a lot of businesses aren't online, or even those who are online but are not au fait or not really up to speed with what they should do, are starting to struggle and playing very much the catch-up game, but it's possibly a little too late. That was in another podcast I did earlier last week. So what do you do as a business? How do you get online? What's the best way to get online quickly? The best way to engage with people? And how do you do it cheaply? These are all questions people have been asking, and they're stuck. But before we get into that, I just want to share with you a couple of really ingenious things that I've seen this week with businesses who, people say, I can't put my business online, but these businesses have done just that. There's a good friend of mine, and obviously one of my clients as well, who is a personal trainer, and what he has done, I will promote him. His company's called Horsham Boot Camps. Look him up. They're in the UK, Horsham, West Sussex. Andrew Wilson runs boot camps, and of course it's outside. That's where it is. We can't do social outside anymore. We had social distancing, and as of today, we are now pretty much on lockdown. So for him as a business owner, that's going to have to drastic events, and it's going to reduce his income quite considerably as well. But what he's starting to do is actually give exercise training to people online just by using his phone as a video camera, setting it up on a tripod in his back garden and giving people sessions online. Ingenious way for him to carry on his business, keep his customers engaged, and hopefully keep his business going. I know he will do it. It won't be a problem. But as this COVID-19 starts to run through, many companies, as I said right at the beginning, are struggling with how they're going to get online, with what they're actually going to do. And more importantly, not only are they going to start, but have they got the right product or service to be online in the first place? Now, I should say, every single person should be online regardless. Now, the reason for that is because if you're not online, then there's a good chance your competitors will be. And if your competitors are online, they're going to be getting the customers that are looking online. Social media is definitely the way forward for every single business. Websites, again, mobile apps, all these options are a way forward. I've seen this week with people doing more Zoom meetings now. BNI are now running Zoom meetings weekly and daily for every single one of their chapters around the world via a Zoom meeting. So it enables their meetings to carry on and people to carry on passing these referrals. What a great way that is. So if you're not online, now's the time to do it. And it doesn't matter if you are paying catch up, okay? It's going to take you a while. But the best thing about the whole of this is it gives you an opportunity to find out, is your business right for online? And one of the things I've always said to people, and they come to me and say, hey, Mark, I'm looking to have a website. And the first thing I always turn around and say to them is, well, that's great. I can certainly help you there. We can certainly get you online with a website. But my first question is, why do you want a website? And most people can't actually answer that question. They're just like, well, every company has a website, so I must need a website. And it's not actually true. 80% of new business startups, 80% of business startups, listen to that stat, don't actually need a website for the first 6 months of going. And if you're going online for the first time, guess what? And you haven't got a website, the chances are you don't actually need a website for the first 6 months. Because if you're going online and you want to see if what you've got to offer is right, then you can do it very cheaply, very easy. And when I say cheaply, I'm talking like $10 a year. Interested, eh? Only $10 a year. Now, this is what we call smoke testing. If you're not familiar with smoke testing, let me explain to you very quickly what smoke testing is. It's a great concept. It's one I teach people all the time. Smoke testing is a way to find out if a product or service you have got is a viable product and service for people to buy and for people to start to use, okay, without you actually having to fork out money in the process. So let's give some examples of this, how this works. So one of my book launches, I've launched now 3 books, all available on Amazon, hint, hint, and a 4th one coming up shortly. Now, what I have done with every single one of my books, quite simply, is this. I've said to people, if you'd like to buy a copy of my book and pre-order it before a certain date, you're going to get it for 50% off. Now, I give a date in the future, normally about 3 or 4 months, when I know I'm going to have the book completed by. I'll put that offer out beforehand, and from that, it will actually I can determine how many people will actually buy that book before I've even launched. I normally have a number of people buy the book. And what it actually enables me to do is I get a ton of cash in, which then enables me to actually then use that for printing the book and for doing marketing purposes for the book for the sales later on. Okay, so that's one of the advantages of smoke testing. And another advantage of smoke testing is if something doesn't work. So let's give an example of that as well. So with, I'm trying to think of the product. I had one service that I was thinking to myself, this would definitely sell. It's an absolute killer of an idea. I knew it was going to sell, no problems at all. So rather than spending the time, the money, and the energy of actually putting this service into fruition, what I decided to do was actually smoke test it. And I don't mean smoke testing by putting anything on Facebook, okay? Because you put a post up on Facebook and you say to your friends and family, hey, I've had this idea, or I'm going to think of doing this, what do you think? Guess what? They're all going to say, oh, yeah, it's a great idea, you should do it. But when it comes to buying it, they won't buy it. And the reason is they're trying to encourage you, and it's the worst thing in the world. So never say to your friends and family, I've got a great idea, what do you think? Because they're just going to say yes to it. Okay, no one's going to say no to it. But likewise, no one's going to buy it. Your friends and family won't buy it from you. So this idea I had was absolutely spot on. So what I did was I did the usual thing, smoke tested it. So a very simple, very quick landing page, whacked it out to my mailing list, said, hey guys, got this. If you want to do this, you can pre-order it. It's going to cost you this much, but after this date, it's going to go up to this amount. Sent that out, and nothing. I didn't get a single sale from it. So then I realized, you know what, this product or service is not right for either my audience or I'm selling at the wrong time. I tried it another 3 times at different times of the year, still getting the sales. After the 3rd time, I decided this is not going to work for me, and I've been it. Now, what's happened there, I haven't forked out any time or money other than creating a landing page, which took me all of 20 minutes to do, just to get the service up and running. I didn't do any video works. I didn't do anything at all in the background. I just literally threw it up and waited to see what comes through, and nothing happened. Okay, so that's the concept of smoke testing. Okay, if you want to know other ideas of smoke testing, one of the best ways to do smoke testing, and I've always said this to people, if you haven't got the skills and the knowledge to do a landing page, and there's a lot of online systems these days that you can do landing pages on, but if you haven't got the skills and the knowledge to do a landing page, then one of the easiest ways that I have found, and again, it's one I encourage a lot of people to do, is to use something like Facebook Live and actually do like a smoke testing on Facebook Live. Say, hey guys, I'm doing this, da, 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 da. And the great thing with Facebook Live is that even when you stop doing the video, it's still in the ethos, and people can carry on watching that video, and they can actually integrate, interact with the video as well. So you could do a number of videos over the course of a week. 5-10 minutes is all it takes, and if you get no take up from that after that, you know it's not a way forward. So that's another way to do your smoke testing. So the question is, and I haven't alluded to it yet, is what's my top tip to get you started today online for less than £10 a year? Okay, and this is my top tip, and this is the one I use all the time. Remember, I use this for startup businesses, people who think they need a website but they don't necessarily need a website. And it's a great thing for smoke testing as well. Okay, so here it is. You simply set up a Facebook page. Okay, that's all you do. It's as simple as that. You set up a Facebook page. It'd be nice to get some proper graphic work done at the top, I grant you, and it's worth setting aside about an hour to get it done properly. Make sure the story's done, make sure the content's done, and everything's done properly. And then you continue doing your posting. You can post your products and services on there quite easily onto a Facebook page, build up a following very, very quickly and easily as well. But the main thing about this is you're building up an interest. Now, you can also put a shop on there. I'm not talking about Shopify. I know you can integrate Shopify into Facebook. I'm just talking about the Facebook page itself, where you can put the services, but you can put a shop. I know people can't buy through that shop, but they can inquire. So if you're putting up 5 or 10 items in that shop and no one buys, guess what? Or no one inquires, guess what? They're not going to work. And if they're not going to work on Facebook, they're not going to work on your website. It's as simple as that. And this is a great way to get your business going if you're not online now. And remember, when you're doing Facebook, you need to be posting daily, not selling. You never sell on Facebook. You sell through Facebook. You give top tips. You give ideas. You say to people, look, this is what we can do. We can help you with this. This is some of the things we've been doing, but you never do direct selling if you can avoid it. Now you're going to say to me, but Mark, if Facebook's free, where's the $10 come into it? You just said this is going to cost me $10 a year. Where's the $10 come into it? This is the other great thing. You can get yourself a domain name for $10 a year. So you buy a domain name as if you was going to buy for your website. But rather than pointing it to a website or to a web page, what you can do is you can point it directly to your Facebook page. Okay, so somebody says to you, oh, have you got a website? Say, no, I've got a Facebook page. And rather than say you've got a facebookpage.com / and give them like the vanity URL, if you can remember, most people can't, you can just give them that website address of that domain name you purchased, which is now pointing, the www record is now pointing to your Facebook page. The great thing about this, if things take off and it goes further forward, and later on you this thing after 6 months, I'm building up in revenue here, I'm now ready for a website. Guess what? You've already got the domain name in place. Now, most hosting companies, or domain registrars, for example, such as 123reg, they will allow you to have at least one free email account with your domain name. Okay, so what you can do is then have a valid email address as well. And it's one of my biggest bugbears I tend to find, and I see a lot. You see someone's got beautiful graphics on the side of the car, on their business card. It's got this, it's got that, everything looking great. They've got a website address, or they've got something along those lines. Okay, and they've got a Facebook page, and yet their email address is toby29@gmail.com. I mean, how bad is that? That just shows you that they don't think too much about their business. They're just using the Gmail. So most of these 123reg sites, for example, they will allow you to have a free email account on their system, and you can actually connect that free email account to your Gmail as well, and it would all look seamless. It all look like it's all coming from your business. So if you are struggling to get online, if you're not sure how to get started, top tip. Number one, open up a Facebook page. Number two, you need to be posting every single day. Okay. And when I say posting ideas, tips and tricks, help, information. Certainly you post about your products and services, but don't go for the hard sell on that too much. Just say, hey, we've got this in stock today. This is what's going for. If you're doing any offers, any promotions, do all that as well. Do videos, do demonstrations, show people exactly what you're doing. Say, hey, look at this. This is a great way to this is a great way to do this, or this is how this product works, or this is how this service works. Do all these types of demonstrations. Make sure you get a domain name. Point the domain name to your Facebook page. Bingo! You've now got a very easy way for people to get to your Facebook page without having to remember the facebook.com and the nice-ish fancy URL which you would have at the end of it. The thing is, as I said right at the beginning of this, COVID-19 has changed the way that business is running today. It's going to change the way that business is going to be running tomorrow, and it certainly is going to change the way that business will be running in the future as well. And if you're not ready for it, if you're not online, if you're struggling, trust me, you're going to have problems. Okay, so you need to get online now. I mentioned through this podcast that I've written a number of books. And it's one of the conversations I had with some authors. I'm on some of the author groups on Facebook, and one of them turned around and said to me, Mark, what's the best way for me to get my book promoted? I know I'm going to put it on Amazon. It's going to go on Kindle. That's not a problem. But how do I get a following? How do I get people to buy into my book from day one? Okay. And now if you take most authors, for example, they would take probably a year to 2 years to write a book, depending on how quick they are. Some take shorter, but a lot, they tend to take about that sort of time. And I said to them quite simply, open up a Facebook page. Take people through a journey, tell them about your book, show them the new book cover, get them interested in it, start to do some very simple, cheap paid adverts on Facebook to get people who like that type of genre into your Facebook page. Build up a following. You build up a following pretty quick. You can build up like 500, 1,000 followers quite quickly who are interested in your book, and then do a launch. And then when you do the launch, just give them an offer, say pre-offer or pre-launch or whatever you want to do. And I said, you will sell literally hundreds of books on day one. And this is exactly what this guy did. Went away. He sold something like 350 books on day one, all through Facebook. Okay. That's my top tip for today. Whatever you're doing in business, keep well, keep safe, be profitable. And remember, keep things simple as well. I'd love to see your Facebook page. I'd love to see what's going on. Please do message me. I'm happy to take a quick look for you and give you any suggestions. That's not a problem at all. Otherwise, have a fantastic week in business, whatever it is you're doing. And thanks again for listening in to The Business Machine.